Hello everyone, how are you? My name is Patrick Howell, and today I'm going to do my final presentation on my social media internship with Global Lead Study Abroad Company. So my internship started back in October, on actually October 1st, and that was when my first blog post came out right here on Dane, and she is one of the other social media interns running the Facebook page. And so really going back to the orientation which I received from Carolyn. She did my orientation through Google Hangouts since her main location is in Decatur, Georgia. And so what she did is she went through on her computer and showed me essentially all the aspects of WordPress which I would be using during my blogging throughout the year. And so while she did that relatively informal setup, she also gave me a couple resources online to review, as well as a couple videos online on how to really make the most out of the features that are included in WordPress. And so really going into the internship, my top two learning objectives were really one, to become a master at WordPress and to really figure out how to fully utilize the potential of WordPress, because in today's marketing environment, it's really important for companies to have a strong presence throughout blogs. And so a lot of the companies that I actually have researched, I'll go to their blog and see what type of content they're posting, and really being able to format correctly and utilize WordPress is a very important skill. And so I'm really happy with the amount that I've learned about WordPress. And as you'll see, if as I show you a couple of the posts as they've progressed throughout the year, you'll really see the changes in the content from October shifting all the way through spring this year. And the other learning objective, which I really wanted to focus on and did end up doing really well with, was communicating with others who aren't in my immediate presence. So I had to get very good at speaking with people who I had never even met in person via Google Hangout, such as all of the campus ambassadors at different schools. So throughout my blog posts, really in the beginning of the year, I focused on doing get to know. And so what this meant was we came out with a blog post getting to know all of our different staff around the country from different universities. And so I was speaking with young ladies and gentlemen from Alabama, LSU, Auburn, University of South Carolina, Wisconsin, students from all over, and only a handful of them I had ever actually met in person. So that was really challenging at first, and it's definitely weird getting over the hump of meeting someone via webcam, but it's something that I really got used to, and now I don't feel weird about it at all, and I think it's really going to benefit me in the future going into a marketing career. And so a couple of the experiences that took me out of that comfort zone, going right back to meeting people via webcam, it's a very weird circumstance at first, but using just a little bit of humor, building rapport, breaking the ice with those people is something that breaks that level of discomfort. And so at first, that was something that took me out of my comfort zone. But by the end of this internship, it kind of became my comfort zone. And so that's something that I really, really grew from. Now, a couple of the differences and commonalities of my work group. So obviously students who participate in Global Lead come from all over the country and world. And so you have students coming from small liberal arts schools that have only 200 people in a grade, all the way up to students from University of Georgia, University of Florida, students with tens of thousands of other students at their school studying with them. And so there are people from all different backgrounds and ages. Since Global Lead accepts anywhere from freshmen all the way through seniors and even students who have just graduated school, I was dealing with students anywhere from ages 17 and 18 all the way to 23 and even 24 in some circumstances. So I was dealing with a very diverse age group of people, as well as a lot of different locations around the country. So as you can imagine, different customs really come out in the personalities from different students, whether they're from the Northeast, the Northwest, the central area of our country, and even the Southeast. So really what I learned about myself is that I have a very strong ability with writing. I really grew my writing skills throughout this internship and really grew the ability to use a conversational tone while still in a professional setting. So um, it was kind of a mix between having a casual conversation with someone else with the research background. And that I think is really going to be beneficial for me in the future, not only for writing formal emails, um, writing things on my resume, and then working forward on different marketing projects, and really being able to portray what me and my team are trying to say in a way that's easy to read as well as enjoyable to read for the people on the other end. And so I definitely feel that I'm interested in pursuing a career with a company such as Global Lead. They are a very small company that's very focused on what they want to do with their mission and their values as far as building the personal development and growth of college students. I think it's definitely something that I would like to do down the road. And at this point, I'm going to pursue other entrants first, but Global Lead is definitely a company that I could see coming back to in the future. And I feel like the best academic courses to prepare me for this were actually my business economics class was really the first time that I was introduced to WordPress. And that's where I got the background information coming into the internship. I feel like that was really helpful knowledge to have coming into this internship. And I think I maybe would have made a bigger fool of myself in the beginning had I not had that background experience. And so as far as Elon classes, I think that was probably the most beneficial in preparation for this internship. And as far as what I wish I would have done differently before the start of the internship, I don't know if I really would have done anything differently. I'm really happy with the advisors that I chose. I think Carolyn, as the marketing director, was absolutely fantastic. She was a great guide and really walked me through the process of how Global Lead interacts with not only prospective students, but students who have studied abroad with Global Lead in the past. What they say is that Global Lead is a family, and once you've studied abroad with us, you're part of that family for life. And the blog is really one of the best ways that they continue that communication and that relationship with the alumni of Global Lead. And so just to show you a really quick example of some of the work, this was my first post ever in the Get to Know Dane. And essentially I went through and interviewed her via Google Hangout and then translated it into a blog post. And so as you can see here, one up top picture and then just a very basic list of things. It's not easy to read in any way. It's kind of boring to look at. And so then as we go back, I did here we go. I did a good number of these get to know posts. And as you can see, I did get to know Dane, get to know Elise, get to know Pat, get to know Alabama. And it got to the point where I realized these are all repetitive. Students aren't going to want to read this. This isn't interesting. And that's where I started doing outside research. I came in with a 12 apps you've got to have if you're always traveling. This is something relevant to students who are about to study abroad. And it really brought back the interest level for students. So as you can see, a lot more pictures as well as a lot more diverse information to give to the students. And then moving up, breaking free of your comfort zone. This was a post that I came up with just from my experiences studying abroad with Global Lead, as well as some information that I read online. Breaking free of your comfort zone. I felt like this was a much better design of the blog. It's spaced out a lot better and provides a video in the middle to really kind of break up all of the text that's in here. And so really those are just a few examples that I came up with. The post kept going all the way up here into the spring. And so it was really beneficial for me, and I'm very happy with the internship as a whole. And I think Global Lead is a company that I'm definitely going to stay connected with in the future. So thank you for watching.